two final questions before the stakeholders panel. I'm going to read both of them now so you can answer them. One of them is that the plan has a phased approach beginning in the Central Valley that the authority laid out in the business plan and detailed funding plan. Does this plan reflect the most cost-effective approach to building a high-speed rail system? That's my first question. And the second question, which we certainly have alluded to, is does the approach reflected in the 2012 draft business plan comport with the requirements and limitations set forth in Prop 1A? So I'd like you to answer both of those questions, please. And then we'll move to the stakeholders.
I think I can start, Madam Chair. I know the peer review group has expressed concerns in previous communications with the legislature relative to the focus or the initiation of construction in the Central Valley. It doesn't necessarily relate to cost effectiveness, but clearly from the point of view of the peer review group, an investment in the bookends, as an example, which is the southern piece from Anaheim to the San Fernando Valley, from San Francisco to San Jose, certainly is a safer investment in terms of if the high-speed rail project does not continue, then those dollars will not be lost to the benefit of millions of users. Now, there certainly is some benefit associated with 130 miles of parallel track in the Central Valley, but I would submit it's certainly not as significant as that amount of investment might accrue in other parts of the system. Personally, if I were looking at the most cost-effective way to build this system, I would be looking for a way to invest in the piece between Bakersfield and the San Fernando Valley. Providing that connection gives you the start of a system that connects the north to the south. So those would be my comments with respect to the cost-effective approach to building the system. Does the approach reflected in the 2012 draft business plan comport with the requirements and limitations set forth in Proposition 1A? We're going to have a lot of comments on that. Again, my sense from seeing the input that I've received to date from members of the peer review group is that while they're going to have questions on ridership, they're going to have questions on operating costs and a lot of the issues that you have raised, and those questions will be asked in our response to you. I think that the draft business plan is a substantial improvement over what has previously been provided, and I would not argue at this juncture that it does not meet the requirements of Proposition 1A. I will say, as Assemblymember Harkey and others have raised, I do not have the same confidence with respect to the funding plan. The legislative analysts raised some of the concerns that I've already heard from my members on the peer review group as to whether or not the funding plan actually does meet the requirements of the statute, and we will be exploring that issue more thoroughly before we respond to the legislature.
Thank you. Mr.